these expensive maps and I will translate them for you.
I'm not comfortable with that.
Welcome. We are outside of the boss store of the Windwaker. This is probably the most famous boss in this game, right?
That's the most famous music. You know it took us 4 videos to beat this dungeon?
Well, yeah. At least. I'd have to go back and look. But it's a lot.
If you want to get technical, if you really want to be a jerk, then 4.5 to 5.
Well, we just move so much slower in because we're trying to, like we talk when we play video games anyway, but like we really like get into it. Like this is the place where I come to like make sure that the important thoughts that I have are shared with the world.
You always wait until I'm stuck in a dungeon to share them.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be like, as soon as you get to the confusing part of a thing, I'll be like, so what do you think about the universal axiom from Immanuel Kant? I don't know, it seemed like a pretty good response within the context of the 18th century when he wrote it, but I don't know. And you're like, I don't know what to do.
I missed the boss key.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. This boss is, I still don't know if I like him or not. I kind of like him. I like the music.
Yeah, you think the music just tricks people into liking the boss?
I don't know. It's not that it's a bad boss. It's that right there where it's like, why did I miss? Like, I don't understand. It doesn't feel like it's in my control if I hit or miss the boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he moves his tongue around.
Yeah, and then those things that are, I'm pretty sure, only exist just to make you not be able to aim at the tongue.
Lock on, darn you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Jarvis, we're freeballing
it. Yeah, you're not doing briefs. You're not doing boxer briefs. You're going full boxers on this, dude.
I will do what I must.
I don't need the additional comfort. I wonder if this is supposed to be the same race of, or creature as the ones that you fight, the twin mold in Majora's Mask, that you become a giant, you get to, super suplex.
Yeah.
Or not.
No, I do remember that.
So. I
remember that one because, you fight them in the normal game. You fight them with your sword, and then they made the reboot where you just punch him.
Yeah,
it felt really, really off to me.
Yeah, it felt off to me too. Well, it's a really famous, really cool fight.
Stop it!
It's a really famous fight for being so cool too, and they you're gonna get it.
Got him.
Yeah. And
what the?
What? Okay. Well, that's frustrating. It's a really cool. It's really famously a cool fight, but when I got to it, I was honestly a little underwhelmed, by it compared to its I don't know, the concept is so cool that you get to become a giant and everything. And I wish you could use the giant's mask more, too, in that game in general. So it just seems overall very underutilized.
Yeah, do you use it more than just that boss?
I don't think you do.
That's so dumb.
Yeah,
that was really good. I'm really proud of myself.
You did really good, especially
I was expecting to butcher that. That was one of my best I've ever done on that boss. Out of the 2 times I've fought him.
Yeah, especially for, being on camera doing it. Yeah. We've said this before, but when you're on camera, you make mistakes that make you look cool. When I'm on camera, I make mistakes that make me look lame.
Which is weird, because I'm usually, really bad when people are watching me. I'll do really good, and as soon as people, start watching me, I, start screwing up.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Maybe it's because we don't have like a camera in front of us already, so it doesn't necessarily feel like it in the same way. But what? Can you grab that with your what?
I was really hoping I was gonna get it. I need to take a selfie of this. Yeah. I was about to freak out.
I wonder if you can use that to get hearts early.
Heart container?
Oh,
I doubt it.
That's interesting to me. I don't know. I don't know if I can fully express how much I love this song.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, you gotta remember, I love pirates. Yeah, this is a very piratey, like...
This doesn't sound piratey to me.
Like, let's go out to sea and have an adventure.
It's more like a... I want to say like an Irish jig, but like not as, like...
It's like a sea jig.
Yeah. Is that a... If that's a thing, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, piratey isn't quite the right word for it. It's very... It makes me want to go on an adventure out on the sea.
Yeah.
You know, and I love that crap. I don't know where that started. You know, I loved this game from a very young age. I remember when we went to Puerto Rico, and I got that book about pirates that I got obsessed with. And we went and visited that fort that was owned by pirates for a short period of time.
Yep.
That was probably part of it. But
I feel like we played this game before we went there.
We did, yeah. So I'm just saying, I don't know where the like pirate like thing came from.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. That was
that's how everybody got into pirates.
Yeah, that's true. Although I think I had read Treasure Island and Kidnapped before I watched Pirates of the Caribbean, and I loved those books.
The Muppets Treasure Island.
You know what? That's what it was. That's what got me into it. Was Muppets Treasure Island. You know,
I do remember reading that book in like school. That was one of the only books I had to read for school, but I didn't like actively hate because I hated reading for school.
I had a tendency. This wasn't true across the board by any means, but if I had a problem with a teacher, it was my literature teacher almost every year.
Really?
Yeah, but even though I loved the book, so I liked the books, I didn't like the teachers who taught them.
Yeah.
So
usually like the English teachers are like the cool ones.
Yeah. Well, maybe they were for you.
I feel like that's just like, have you like heard that? That's like kind of a thing that like usually the English teacher are like the super chill.
Really?
Ones.
I always think of like the history teacher being like that.
Really?
The history teacher's normally like the basketball coach, and he needs like to take on an extra class to pay his taxes or whatever.
He's just like you. Okay, we're on the Triforce part, right?
Yeah, we're now officially on the Triforce quest.
All right. Do I have to go here first, right?
I don't think so.
Well, the Tingle Island.
Oh, Tingle Island. Yeah, we have that marked somewhere.
Oh, wait. Is that right here? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Well, no. Hold on. Look at our Triforce chart.
Right here?
Yeah, over there. Yeah. The Incredible chart is what it's called.
It's not this one?
It's going to be purple.
Purple?
Yeah.
I thought you said it's incredible.
Incredible chart.
That's this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, there you go. So go to those places.
Don't. Oh, did I? I do not remember at all. Did we buy this?
No, it just comes in the mail.
So we just go get them now.
Yeah, I think that Tingle sends them to you because he's like, "Oh, Mr. Fairy, if you have these expensive maps, then I will translate them for you."
I'm not comfortable with that.
I've been using that voice since day one. You've hated it since day one. If you ask me, you should just head east. Just head straight east.
I remember this being more like complicated than just
the GameCube one. You had to go and find the Triforce chart, and then you had to get it translated, and then you had to go and get the actual Triforce piece. Now, almost every time, you can just go get the Triforce piece.
Okay.
Where the map used to be.
That's a good update.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the Triforce quest in these games?
I don't care for it.
You don't care for it?
No.
Almost everyone hates it. I don't mind it. I actually really... This is insane to almost everyone I talk to about it. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. If you were not able to do any of it until the end of the game, which is what we're doing now, then I would hate it. But because it's like, you can do it basically from the second half of the game on. You can just get Triforce pieces whenever you want to. It feels so good to get them early.
Well, I never played like that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know you could do that for a while.
So that's why I like it, because I feel so efficient when I'm like going and getting Triforce pieces ahead of time, and like, oh, now I won't have to do this one at the end of the game.
It's like doing your homework like a week ahead.
I literally always did that. When I went to college,
I remember that.
Yep, I would do all of my homework. I can't believe
you would do that.
Yeah, I would literally take the first 2 weeks of school and like lock myself in my room. I wasn't available to anyone. You weren't allowed to talk to me. You weren't allowed to do anything, you know. And I would go through all of the curriculum that was available to me at that time, and I would do everything at the beginning of the year. Like, literally everything.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the year, I would just chill. I just had to deal with group projects and tests. And, of course, show up to class. But let me tell you, I had free time.
Let me tell you, I am the exact opposite.
Yeah. So that's how I am, though. So, like, so there's a bunch of these that you can't get until you have the hook shot. Or the claw shot, or whatever they call this.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, like, this one you can't get until then. But if you do it right, I think you can get all of them but 2 ahead of time. And then there's also just this really cool, like, I really love capstone quests where, like, this put, like, the main thing that you can reach it, you just have to get a little closer.
Okay.
Like, the main thing this game is famous for is adventuring on the sea. You know what I mean? Like, like, the Great Sea is a character in this game. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think when it came out, this was basically like the most open world game.
Yeah, it was, at least
for the time.
You know, I think probably it would be between this and, like, you know, not San Andreas, but one of the Grand Theft Auto games.
GTA 5.
Yeah, GTA 5. It'd be in that, you know, but it was so like the ocean itself it's not just a selling point, but it's like a really famous. Go down more. Yeah, there you go. It's like it's part of the character. It's like part of what makes this game memorable, and it seems right to me that you would have this capstone, like, final quest you have to go through that stretches all across the sea, makes you re-meet characters and go and see things from all over. You know what I mean? Put your exploration skills and your mapping skills and all of your tools at your disposal to the absolute test in order to get the final, like, thing, you know?
Yeah, I understand that, but I also, like, part of me feels like these little islands right here are actually probably my least favorite part of the game. Mm-hmm. There's, like, the little mini islands that you just, like, do something quick and then you, like, leave. Those are probably, like, my least favorite part of the game, which is what, like, every single part of, like, the Triforce thing is. So it's just kind of...
I mean, you have cool ones, too. Like, so, like, I like the diversity of it. So, like, you have this island, which is go and fight a bunch of people. Then you have the Windwaker, the Outset Island, where you have to, close.
Oh God.
where you have, like, I don't know, I really like that there's the tournament cave on Outset Island that you actually, like, have to go back to your home, and yet again, there's another huge secret on your home that you didn't know about, and you know that none of the people who grew up on the island knew about for generations.
Yeah.
You know, like, that to me is just the coolest idea, and, like, you know, like, there was a piece of the Triforce that everyone's been living on top of for years, and they didn't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, that's so cool. And then there's one that is on the ghost ship, and you have to figure out how the ghost ship works and chase down the ghost ship and find it, you know, according to the styles of the moon. That's so cool.
It inspired a whole game.
It did, you know, and it's like, I don't know, I just think that is one of the coolest things that, like, because you can go to that little tavern in Windfall, and you can hear them like, I saw the ghost ship right out on the seas, you know, like, it's just so cool. Like, you feel like you have to encounter, and you find out that there's all these little, like, that the whole world is magical and legendary in small little places.
Yeah.
You know?
See, the way you're explaining it is like, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But for me, when you actually do it, it's like,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it feels more just like kind of like a little side quest that you, like, have to do. But,
Yeah.
like, I do get, like, what you're saying. Like, that is cool.
Yeah, like, I love the idea of it, and then I really like the, like...
Oh, my.
How do I put it? I really like that we have... What do you say? I'm trying to figure out how to verbalize it. But, like...
I think I just hit a fireball out of the air. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. I'm not saying that it couldn't be done better, to be clear, or that it's perfect. But first of all, the Great Sea already doesn't annoy me as much as it annoys other people. But also just this, like, I talked to you about the capstone, and most Zelda games have a capstone dungeon at the end where you have to use all of your skills and all of your tools. And that's perfect for those. But I think because the identity of this game is so deeply tied to the Great Sea, it's more fitting for it to be that the capstone is on the Great Sea. And that by the time you are done, this game makes sure you have had an opportunity to explore every corner, you know? And I don't know, it's just... I'm not saying it's done perfectly. I do think there could have been more diversity, and, like, the two quests that I explained are the cooler of the quests. But the cabana is another Triforce quest. That's so cool.
Which one's that one?
That's you have to get the deed to the house. And, like,
oh yeah. Don't you have to, like, spend money on that though?
You have to give her the joy pendants. So suddenly, all those freaking joy pendants that you had to spend money on or that you had to find the whole game become useful. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that this whole time I've been preparing for this final project. It's just, like, it ties in so many things from across the game, and it's pretty satisfying to me if I'm going to be honest with you. It's not perfect. There's too many repeat quests. But I gotta say, at the end of the day, I really enjoy it. You know?
See, I mean, I say what I said before, like, like, when you say it like that, I'm like, yeah, that is really cool, but for me, it's just like, and then you play it, and it's just like, I don't know. To me, it's just more of a chore.
You're like,
just because of the execution or whatever.
You're like, that's nice, but we here in the real world, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't get why people dislike them. I just think it gets a bad rap. You do know that the Triforce quest is there to replace... They actually took a dungeon out of the game. and because they ran out of development time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, well, I can't wait to see you fight these Dark Nuts on the next thrilling episode of Wind Waker. You know what to do.
And if you don't, ask someone.